Hi there, this is Rob, and this is the 2-minute overnight overview for Monday. I have some research to share today, but first, let's take a look at the Friday's odds. Here's the odd sheet as it stood near the close on Friday. As you can quickly see, there were no index securities that we tracked that stood out with strongly compelling bullish or bearish odds. In fact, odds were largely mixed. ES is what I trade, and it's the security whose odds I pay most attention to. Price action, internals, and seasonality all showed marginally bearish inclinations, but they were not so strong as to meet the minimum short criteria of 45% or less profitable and a profit factor less than 0.91. There was one edge finder study that triggered. It too suggested bearish inclinations, but it was not so strong that it compelled me to attempt a short overnight position, so I sat this one out. Let's take a look and see how the weekend action played out. After closing at 15.14 and a half, ES traded flat for a while and then put in a bit of a rally after the European Open. So when it opened this morning in the US, ES did so 7 3/4 points higher. So far this morning, the gap has held nicely and ES has added to those gains. If it should manage to close at a new high, it could trigger the following setup. ES closes at a 10-day high and leaves an unfilled gap up for at least the second day in a row. Here's how that setup has played out overnight since 1999. Only 11 of the 38 instances have been followed by a gap up the next day. And while gaps up have been slightly larger than gaps down, gross losses have been about double gross gains. So the numbers seem to suggest a bearish overnight edge. Let's also look at the profit curve, though. This isn't nearly as compelling as the raw numbers. As you can see, the overnight losses primarily all occurred in the first 18 instances. The next 18 instances have seen little or no progress, so while there may be a downside edge, it at least does not appear to be as prominent as it once was. Thanks for listening, and rest easy.